Welcome back. You're watching Startup Central, and it is an exciting time to be starting up in India. We've seen the trends for 2020 and they are quite dramatic. We've seen e-commerce and consumer internet companies having raised over $8 billion in venture capital funding, spread over 400 deals, giving rise to as many as 9 new unicorns. Now, EdTech and hyperlocal segments have led the investment activity, together accounting for as much as 40% of 2020 investments and witnessing a 5x growth in funding value. All of this, of course, is coming from the trends that we've seen in the EY India 2021 report. And I want to discuss some of it with my next guest, who is Anup Jain, the managing partner at Orios Venture Partners. Thank you so much, Anup, for joining me on this conversation. I do want to ask you, at the onset, we've seen a tectonic shift almost in the way that business is done, in the new businesses that are arising, to essentially service the needs of the times, right? Would you say that that is carrying on into 2021, and what, according to you, are the key areas that you're watching for?
So, Alex, firstly, thanks for inviting me on the show. Look, India is headed towards at least 20% of the economy going digital in another 3 or 4 years. The pace has already quickened in 2020 thanks to COVID. And we're seeing a new India emerge on a digital highway. And the EY report released today is an indication of that across sectors. So it's not just one sector, but it's across the board. We are seeing India leap forward. The hottest sectors for me in 2021 would be agritech. It's 40% employment in the economy and 15% of the GDP, so it's going to have a major impact. And it's probably a sector which has been sort of leaving behind, and it needs digitization. Gaming, healthcare, and it became very prominent in 2020 as well. Electric powered mobility, I think that's the need of the hour. The petrol prices have touched 100 rupees a litre. So everyone's realized they need a better, cheaper, more affordable transport in every way, especially in the cities. Direct-to-consumer brands via social commerce in tier 3 cities where e-commerce is not able to really expand in its current form. That is very much going to be on the lookout as well. And of course, education, which has been the star of 2020.
Now, I want you to compare India with several other countries globally and talk to me about where we stand, because from what we're witnessing, you said we're on a digital highway. The economy is back on a stronger footing. We're likely to see tremendous growth going forward. How are global funds looking at India now?
There is tremendous interest from the global investing community in India. In fact, phones have been ringing in all domestic fund offices, including ours, since the beginning of 2021. I think credit also to the fact that India came out of the pandemic looking rather good. We were able to take early measures, bring the economy back on track, and everyone's been out there, putting their shoulder to the wheel, so to speak. We're seeing a large amount of global interest, which started last year with the largest deal possible, which we saw that the investment of over $17 billion in Geo. And that started off a whole wave by itself. Funds which had never looked at India and mature long-only funds, etc., also started looking at India. Large, IT majors like Google, Facebook, etc., also were participants in the deal. And therefore, that also was an endorsement of sorts on investing into India. I think the government has also taken steps, and they continue to take steps to improve the ease of investing in India, and I would greatly encourage them to keep doing that. Also, I think the sheer caliber of Indian entrepreneurs in creating value, and that too on a fast growth trajectory, solving large problems with large consumer bases in a short period of time, I think that has really been identified as one of the key skill sets in the Indian venture ecosystem that sets us apart. We're the fastest, galloping economy according to the IMF and many other predictions that have just come in. I think double digits, 11.5% to 12% over 2020, which was depressed, no doubt about that. But we are faster than most of the other economies in coming out of it. Areas of Europe, etc., remain in lockdown, and India is really open for business. And yes, it is very much on a digital highway. We've seen the recent even vaccination program. I'm hearing from friends and family that the entire thing is being carried out in a very seamless way digitally. So that, I think, is a hallmark of how it is touching each of our lives and will continue to do so in 2021. And that's what's attracting global interest, that how can India do so much in such a short period of time on such a large scale?
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Anup, exciting times ahead, to say the least. Thank you so much for taking the time and, in fact, painting that picture for us. It's exciting for all of us. I'm sure it's exciting for everyone watching as well. But we're completely timed out on this edition of Startup Central. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. Do stay tuned. Lots more coming up on ET Now.